Welcome back to the Whiskey Couch. Welcome back, all you whiskey enthusiasts. And welcome back to all of the friends that I've made since I started this whiskey tasting and food pairing channel, YouTube channel. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed. Thank you for allowing me to just share something that I'm passionate about with all of you guys. And also thank you to everybody who inspired or convinced friends to also subscribe to this channel. I believe we are rapidly approaching the 400 subscription mark, which is a cause for celebration indeed. So today is a very special day. Today I'm reflecting back on the month of February and just sort of reviewing all of the whiskies that I've tasted. I think it's 27 in total, all of the food pairings that I've experienced during this past month. I have reviewed 4 single grain whiskies. I've reviewed 4 bourbon whiskies. I've reviewed 1 blended whiskey and 12 single malt whiskies, of which 2 were peated single malts, and then also 6 blended malt whiskies. And what a fantastic month this was. What a power-packed month. What a month of exceptional tasting and food pairing experiences. So what I'd like to do in this video is to just highlight a couple of whiskies that made the biggest impression on me personally during this past month. So considering the 27 that I've tasted and that I've done whiskey and food pairings with, these are the ones that made the biggest and the best impression on me. But first, I need to take a sip of this NIKKA single grain. So sláinte everybody. Fantastic. Just to get the ball rolling. So my best whiskey and food pairing experience was the MACALLAN 12-year-old double cask. What a fantastic experience it was to taste this whiskey and to pair this whiskey, bottled at 43% and matured in American and European oak casks, seasoned with sherry. And in summary, the flavor profile of this whiskey would be rich chocolate, some wonderful vanilla, dried fruits and caramelized nuts. And I paired that whiskey with some chocolate petit fours, and it was just an exceptional experience for me. So the best single grain whiskey from the month of February, the NIKKA coffee grain from Japan. NIKKA coffee grain whiskey, single grain whiskey from Japan, bottled at 46%. And in summary, the flavor profile of this whiskey includes vanilla, it includes peaches, apricots, and then that interesting licorice note in the flavor profile, some sponge cake, but a very rich and very impressive single grain whiskey. And I paired it with white apricot chocolate. And I did mention in the videos, the single grain whiskies videos, that I do consider also availability and many other factors when I do choose the whiskey that is for me the number one in a specific category. The best bourbon whiskey that I did a review on and that I did food pairing with was the 4 Roses small batch bourbon whiskey. And I think this is now my favorite whiskey. This made such a incredible impression on me. In summary, the flavor profile, sweet, fruity, cinnamon and honey. And I paired it with a Cinnabon donut, and that was really a fantastic experience, bottled at 45% alcohol by volume. My best blended malt whiskey for the month of February, the famous Grouse 30-year-old. This was an exceptional whiskey. Among others, this includes MACALLAN and Highland Park whiskies older than 30 years. And I really enjoyed experiencing this whiskey, bottled at 43%. And in summary, I would say the flavor profile of this whiskey, heavenly sherry soaked Christmas cake. That would be my summary for this whiskey. And I paired this, of course, with luxury praline. And it was a very good experience. And then last but not least, in fact, my personal highlight for the month of February. And it really blew me away. I would not have said that this would be my number one for the month had I known what whiskies I was going to taste beforehand. So this was quite a surprise for me. But my number one single malt, the Big Peat Christmas 2016 edition. And I think this was the 6th Christmas expression from Big Peat, and for the first time ever, it contained whiskies from all 9 the distilleries on Islay, hence the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Christmas stockings in the graphic on the gift tube. Bottled at a whopping 54.8% alcohol by volume. Loads of character. And I think if I'm going to try to summarize the flavor profile of this whiskey, I will do it in justice. So I think the best way to describe it, it is everything that you need from an Islay whiskey. In fact, 4 words. Islay in a bottle. This one right here. And I paired it with vanilla fudge and salted caramel, but the vanilla fudge worked the best. So this is my highlight for February in the single malt category. I think 3 other whiskies that are really worth mentioning. The Blanton's original bourbon. I was very impressed with that wonderful strawberry aroma that I got on the nose. Also the Octave Girvan single grain whiskey from the Girvan distillery, but bottled by independent bottlers, as was this, of course. This is a Douglas Lane expression bottling. And the last one that I think that needs mentioning is the French single malt Amaury sherry finish. Those 3 I think I just need to mention. So that, in summary, the whiskies that really made the biggest impression on me during February. So here is to the month behind us, February. What a good month it was, and also the month ahead of us. And I really look forward to sharing my whiskey tasting experiences and my whiskey and food pairing recommendations with all of you. Sláinte.